What's up, guys? My name's Eric Yamamoto and gals. I just want to say that happy Tuesday. We made it. I hopefully don't have too many technical difficulties today. I've been thinking a lot about YouTube lately, and I've been thinking a lot about all the creators on YouTube and what makes them have the authority to tell people what to do. This is across all platforms, like Instagram. I know moms like looking at Instagram, getting tips on how to be a better mom by teenagers. I don't understand that. Like, when you're in it, when you're in that moment of being on the spot with something, it's much different than when you are telling someone how to do it. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't have all the answers, and I'm going to just give you things from my experience, and I don't have I don't claim to know everything is what I'm trying to say. But I do have some experience and that I'd like to share, and that if I knew everything, I'd probably be bored. That's why I'm always learning. That's why I'm always striving to learn and to continue growing with technology, with figure drawing, with perspective, with film language. And the language of film keeps changing as technology changes, as new generations come out. So again, what I'm trying to say is that take what I say with take what I say, and if it resonates with you, that is fantastic. If it doesn't, it's okay. Maybe later it will, or maybe you'll just find someone else that gives you good information. But I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying doing these live streams. And no one told me to do this. I was just watching a video last night, and I was like, I don't know if I actually agree with what this person is saying. And that's okay. We all have our opinions. So these are just my experiences that I want to share. So let's dive into this. So we're going to go straight in to, we're not doing camera angles. We are doing camera movement. So let's check this out. Right click, wheel it to side, interact, boom. All right, we got our leading shot. So here's from yesterday's stuff, which we did drone shot, which I think I should have done some of the prerequisites before going straight into a drone shot. It was a pretty complicated shot, but that's okay. Sometimes you need to do some advanced stuff to see how to explain it later. So let's see, we're on episode 15? Episode 15. This is our leading shot. Boom. So, what's a leading shot? Well, when I was told about it, you got a lead and a follow. So leading is when you're pulling with someone. The camera is in front of them, kind of like this. Let's say you have a person right here. We're doing our leading shot right now. And that is when the camera is pulling. And there's many types of equipment that you could use to do this. Let me throw on my trusty little glove, because I've been feeling a lot of, sometimes my hands sweat. So anyways, so leading shot is basically we're pulling with the character, and what does that mean? Well, there's a couple things that we could think about with leading. Let's write it down. Leading. What's the equipment? Camera equipment. Why lead? Any other questions that we should be doing for a leading shot? How do I express this shot? So, what is this character doing? Well, he's in I put him in a dress shirt. He has a tie. Maybe I was trying to draw some people back here. Maybe they're all looking at him. Throwing someone in the foreground. We're all looking. Maybe he's in an office space. Throwing that three-point perspective in there, that helps make it look a little more dynamic. Maybe there's a cubicle right there. Maybe you see someone looking over the cubicle. So we're doing the leading shot, and some of the things that I'm pointing out is, well, what kind of camera equipment would you be using? I'm also asking, why would you lead? And another one is, how do you express the shot? So I guess right now I am kind of explaining how I'm expressing this shot. So there you're leading. The camera is in front of the character. Profile. So here's our profile. and we have our camera, which is right in front. And that's basically what a leading shot is. So what kind of camera equipment? Well, let's think of it this way. You do handheld. Handheld, basically, you're holding the camera and you're trying to hold it as steady as you possibly can. And you're trying to be the tripod, but no matter what, when you move, when you try to keep it still, it's gonna move ever so slightly. What does that convey? It can convey humanity. It can convey some nervousness. It can convey some uneasiness sometimes. It could also convey kinetic energy. It could convey, let's write some of those things down. Handheld could convey, what did I say, nervousness? It could convey uneasy. It could convey kinetic movement. It could convey, what was that other one that I said? Humanity. Now there's a lot of computer softwares out there like Blender, Maya, Cinema 4D, any one of those 3D applications, Unreal Engine, they all can do this handheld feel, which actually is very impressive, and it can add that element of humanity to your animations. But all these questions come into play when you are making films, like why use a certain shot, like this leading shot that we're talking about. So let's see, I guess all these go into why use a leading shot. These are the feelings that you're trying to express. And then the first time when I was on commercials, I would learn about leading shots, but it was really with on the film Us that I was on with Jordan Peele and Mike Giolakis, is when they really capitalized on leads and following shots and leading shots. I'd say leading and following shots should be under the same kind of category, because basically a following shot is when the camera is following the character like this. This is our follow. This is our leading. Let me see really quick. I'm gonna jump onto, because I don't know if anybody has, okay, yes. Let me pop out my chats. Great. So, why lead? To show nervousness, to show uneasiness, to show kinetic movement, humanity. So I learned about this through Jordan Peele and Mike Giolakis, and there is a certain amount of tension that happens when you see a leading shot or a follow shot. Like when you're leading, you're also getting the expression of the character's face. As you can see here, you can see how they're feeling. And then with the follow shot, which I'm going to draw real quick. Well, I'm really, these days, I'm trying to give myself a little bit more time. Before I would just rush through things. And rushing through stuff is great, especially when you're in production. But for something like this that's going to be stayed up, metaverse. It'd be nice to do something kind of nice so it's doing something nice. I get quiet. Why do I get quiet? Because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to, like, when I'm drawing, I'm thinking about, okay, where is this line up? Where do the wrinkles land? If there's a woman on this side, then on this side, I'm going to have her. Now, she's passing. Like, let's say maybe she's now on this side. Like that. So has anybody out there used storyboards for any of their films that they've done? Are there any filmmakers on right now? I'm just curious if there are. You know, I'd love to know your experience with the storyboards. This character be holding on to a lot of papers. What I'm going to do though, what I like doing also is, because see how there's a character right here? Now I'm thinking of editorial right now. When there's a character right here, and let's say you cut to the follow shot like this, it's gonna jump. Like, you're gonna jump from this character right here to this woman right there. So maybe I won't have her in there. Maybe instead, let's say there's a cubicle right here. Maybe I'll throw that cubicle in. Again, we're thinking also point of reference. This is something that we were talking about yesterday. Yo, Ryan, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. Again, many apologies about yesterday's live stream, man. That was messy. Saw those technical difficulties. But I don't know if you heard my little monologue before this one, but I was talking about how I've been watching a lot of people on YouTube lately and how they claim to know everything. But I want to be that type of person where, or I want to be the type of person on YouTube that's like, hey, look, I'm still learning, you know? Even though that, yeah, it may seem like I have had a lot of success and everything. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still a human, you know? At the end of the day, I'm still learning stuff. And that's what makes it fun. Learning is like the one way of growing. And being here with all of you guys, we could learn together. I mean, the things that I'm teaching right now have been like stuck inside of my brain for years, and I never knew how to explain it. And having this opportunity to live stream like this, I get to explain it, I get to make it tangible, and it actually comes back to me, and I get to learn what I've already known, but it's just been in my subconscious. So anyhow, take everything that I say with a grain of salt. I'm grateful to have people on, and I'm grateful to be doing all this. So let's say he's going to maybe the boss's office or something. I mean, that can be kind of scary sometimes. Who goes to an office these days? Last time I was in an office was in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was working on that film, and I got COVID not too long ago. It was a fun experience, but I'm like, man, this sucks. Having to get COVID. That was the main reason why I didn't want to travel. And then I got it. I mean, even having this woman here and this man here, it might cut kind of weird too. So, again, be careful. So this is our follow shot. What films have you guys seen that have leading and following in it? Why don't we look it up right now? Where is my... Oh. Let's take a look at Shot Deck. I'd say that leading and following shots are very underappreciated, but they are very powerful. Oops. Am I not logged in? I guess I am. All right, let's go leading. Leading shot. So here's a leading shot. Let's take that, copy that right there. Let's paste that in right here. Let's copy this image right here. Let's paste that. So these are all leading. So one of the things that I've noticed in films that I've worked on is that leading and following work really well with horror. I saw you went live. I thought I should subscribe. You just realized I'm Art of Sane. That's awesome. So Art of Sane says, I saw you went live. I thought I should subscribe to you. But I realized I'm already subscribed. That's dope. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, Turner Lang. I always try to stress the importance of storyboarding with productions. It can save a production so much time and money. 100%. People don't understand that it saves them money. Oh yeah, and time. You know. So when I was working on Us, the film Us, when I was working on the film Us, there was I think he was a key grip, but his name was Mark, or he was in lighting. And one of the things that he told me, he was so grateful to have my storyboards because he knew exactly what the shot was going to be. And he knew where to put the light. He knew what light to block off and how to shine it on the subject. And he just told me, like, thank you for making them, and they're awesome storyboards, even though, you know, I'm very critical of my own art. But I was able to touch someone outside of the director, outside of the norm, and that was really cool. That was really cool. And coming back to negotiating and stuff, if we ever get to the business side of things, which I think we should, that's one thing that you got to tell them, is that, you know, my rate is this much, but how much money are you going to save when I'm able to cut $100,000 shot? And or if I'm able to turn a VFX shot into something practical, you know, you're kind of making these creative solutions to make a shot epic. So let's keep doing this. So here are some leading shots. What do we notice about these leading shots? So these right here. So yes, look, I did my 1 point perspective right here. They have their 1 point perspective right here. As simple as 1 point perspective is very powerful. Symmetry is very powerful. What else do we got? Oh, we got our subject in the center. We have two other characters behind there. We have this. Now when we get into production design or design and stuff, right here, this is some really interesting patterns that if you have the time, you could like throw it in there, and then you're going to be giving ideas to the design of the whole film. For me, I added in a cubicle, like a woman right here, an office worker, another person right here, and then maybe you feel this is the woman that just passed right here if we're following. Turner says West Wing used a lot of those types of shots. Oh, interesting. I wonder, usually they're kind of like you're traveling with them. It's great if it's like a leading to shot, you know, you're coming here, you're seeing them. I mean, one of my favorite leading shots was in that film Swingers, or is it called Swingers? It was Jon Favreau's first film, but you're leading with them, and then he takes a cigarette away from one, and then another person comes in, and then it felt very natural, but at the same time very musical or choreographed, which I like. I really like stylized films. I like things that don't feel too real, because man, life is crazy, man. Life can sometimes feel too real. It's nice to escape the reality. I love that, the magical realism. I love that movie, The Whale. Has anybody seen that movie? Brendan Fraser was amazing in that film. So let's say we have this shot right here. We're leading to shot. They're walking and talking. And then what happens if like you're... So, okay. When you're watching films, it's really good to always ask, like, why? Why are they using this? In West Wing, why are they using this shot? Well, maybe you're able to, maybe it's clear for the dialogue. Or maybe it's because you're seeing them travel through this busy office or something. But what I love is, you know, when maybe someone comes out right here, and then this shot becomes a 3-shot. Or it's more like this. We have our 2-shot right here, and they're still talking to one another. All right, see, look, my drawings are starting to get messy because I want to rush through this right now when you got to take your time. You're going to save more time if you take your time. That's what I tell my son these days. He rushes through things just like me. But I'm like, look, if you go, the slower you go, the faster you'll get there. I gotta listen to my own advice sometimes. Let's say we're leading, this person comes through, and then it becomes a 3-shot. Maybe this person is going to start. Say he bumps this guy out of the way, and now he's starting to talk to him. Maybe this is female. Say this is a female. Think of some dialogue, you guys. What do you think the woman is explaining to this person? Is she pitching something? Is she trying to get a sign off or something while this other person comes through and butts in the conversation and kind of knocks her over? Or not knocks her over, but kind of like pushes her out of the way. What are they doing? And then we continue the leading. And then here, let's think of a resolution. How can we resolve this? I'll let you guys think about how we can resolve this while I start cleaning this up. Writing has always been very difficult for me, but I love it. Writing isn't just like typing letters and words, it's about creating ideas. I'd say a writer is more like an idea generator, an idea maker. And I'm not saying ChatGPT, I'm saying actual human writing. So let's see. Who is this person? Shh. Oh yeah, also, let me send you guys this. Here's my Discord. I'm still trying to figure out what to do on Discord. So if you guys have any like suggestions, please let me know. Like, man, if it'd be cool, like we could develop some stories, we could kick around ideas, do more more tutorials. We could do more tutorials. Let me throw it in this chat. Discord. Feel free, this is a space for you. This is a space for us to explore. Maybe we could, exchange jobs if we can't do one. That's a big thing. Is storyboard artists, they exchange jobs when they can't take it. It's just part of the industry. Feel free to ask me any questions while I'm drawing. It's kind of quiet for me on my end. except this nice music that I like. So this on May 4th, I'm actually doing a talk with BAFTA at their place in Beverly Hills, and I was thinking of doing it as a live stream. I think that'd be fun. Um, but I gotta, of course, ask to see if that's cool. They want me to give a talk, and then after that, have a little workshop. I'm still not sure how I want to set it up, but I definitely want to aim it towards filmmakers, because all the cats there are filmmakers, and I kind of wanted to show them that you don't need to have to learn how, you don't need to learn to draw to be able to tell a story. But knowing how to draw, there's just this immediacy. And one of the ways I was thinking of teaching them is by having them use the thing that they have on them all the time, which is their phone, their camera. And use your camera as a tool to communicate your ideas. What do you think? And what else is great about having a camera to tell people your story is that afterwards you can give it to your storyboard artist, and they'll draw it up and make it look consistent. And again, it's less talking and it's more showing. Just gotta try to make it look like they're walking, so maybe I should have it more frontal. Yeah. In the comments, or I mean, in the chat, I'm curious what you guys want to learn from me, or what do you want to hear from me? Because I am an open book. Spending too much time on this drawing now. I should have just left it and moved on. Yo, is that Audio Cafe? I don't know if it's too personal, but can you talk a bit about being a full-time storyboard artist with a family? Oh yeah. Are there challenges, especially between work or when you have to travel? Oh my gosh, yes, 100%. Yes. No, it's not personal at all. Let me see. So I had having a family can be tricky, but at the end of the day, that is who you are going to be with. So as much as I love storyboarding, as much as I love drawing, I got to put my family first. And I mean, like, I was late this morning to this live stream and I'm late most of the days because I'm taking the kids to school with my wife. But I try to make an effort. But what's tough also with storyboarding is you're thinking about the job all the time, especially working at home. It's for me, it's hard to unplug. I mean, again, I'm not perfect. I'm on my phone when my kids now take my phone away. You know, it's get off the phone, and it's like, all right, yeah, you're right, but don't take the phone out of my hand. You know, but they're right. You know, gotta listen to them. Let's see. Are there challenges, especially when between work? I'd say, I'll tell you right now, my wife prefers me to be working than not working, because when I'm working, I'm like, I have something I can focus on. Or when I'm not working, I'm like, oh, let's clean up a little here. Okay, I'll leave that half done. Let's go over here. Okay, yeah, that's great. Let me go fix a bike. Let me go. Okay, you know, so that's, you know, another thing that's great about this live stream is I can focus on what's at hand. Yeah, when I had to travel to Atlanta the other time, it was pretty tough for me, because you know my family's what brings me my energy. I love them, and it was just, you know, for me it felt kind of lonely being there, but it's interesting. One of that question definitely needs. I need my wife and I to both be on to talk about working and family life. But that's such a great question. Thank you so much for asking that question. Are you a storyboard artist, Audio Cafe? Or no, it's Odd 10 Cafe. Sure. Yeah. So here, let's do this. Just to save some time, let's copy this. Let's paste that. Let's bring that back in like that. One of the things I really love about, like, Akira Kurosawa, that Swingers video, and what is it? Just moving characters within the space. What I really love is is how it changes the composition, and how we have to be aware of that kind of thing. See, Andrew, the business side of it, negotiating rates per hour, per storyboard. What about revisions, protecting yourself as a freelancer, how to get in the union? Those are amazing questions. Let's just say everything that you said right there is your ammunition. So when you're negotiating your rate, let's say, you know, I usually start off by saying this is my weekly rate, and then I say this is my hourly rate, but my hourly rate is going to be higher by the hour than my weekly rate, if that makes sense. It's because, if you're doing it by an hour, like, I mean, how many boards can you do in an hour? I could do like, maybe 5 to 6 like thumbnails in an hour. I could probably do more than that. But then, like, let's say if you're doing like, let's just put an arbitrary number. Okay, what I heard is if you do, you know what? Let's table the business side of things and let's talk about that in Discord. That'd be better. So it's a little less public, and then it could be more, you know, it'll be more private, I guess. But that is all your ammunition. You say. So recently I told one, oh, this is my weekly rate. And they're like, ooh, that's a lot. And I'm like, well, we could do hourly, but it's going to be more than my weekly, And it's, well, what is your hourly? Like, oh. And then they said, oh, well, how about what's your day rate? And then we hit on something of what my day rate is. And again, I would never do it per storyboard, because then you get into like, well, how much is it going to be when you have revisions? How much is it going to be if, well, it's mainly how are you going to do it with revisions? And how to get in the union, man, that's they're kind of changing the way that they're doing that right now, so I can't speak on that. But I could explain more how I did it on the union, how I got in the union. Maybe that's another Discord thing. Maybe he bumps her out of the way. And then maybe he's surprised at this guy's action. He's surprised at this guy's action, and then maybe from that he'll come over and be like, hey, are you okay? Maybe he stops himself, or he stops and he keeps letting this guy talk, but then he crosses over this way to help her out. All right, so for the next 10 minutes, I am just going to finish these up. Maybe finish one of these drawings up. This dude will have some glasses on. Odd one cafe, audio cafe. I'm curious, do you have a family that you support? I'm only asking because you're asking. I'm not, but it's something I'd really like to do. But I've never had to leave my career 9 to 5, or especially with a family. So here's how it really helps understand what I'm doing for. Okay, that's great what you're saying. I would definitely say you can make it work. I'm not saying it's difficult, because it is difficult. But it's a great lifestyle. I mean, I get to be home. I get to do things with the kids, you know. I get to, like, I sometimes travel, but traveling is, like, a lot of stuff's remote these days, you know. But you can make it work. Please do not get discouraged, because storyboarding, it's great, you know. At the end of the day, there's always going to be like arguments and stuff in the family life, and that's just part of it, you know. It's you're living with someone with different views, and it's okay. But so the only reason I left my 9 to 5 job when I was a production assistant is because, well, I got fired, and but I was ready when I got fired. You know, I had my portfolio ready, and I had my I had a list of contacts, that I wanted to go through. Hey, it looks kind of like me when I had glasses. May I ask, what is your 9 to 5 job? Whoa, security analytics, that is dope. I was just talking with my housekeeper, and her husband wants to get into security analytics. Oh, so you do have a family. I mean, why do you have to be in an office to do security analytics? I guess, is it a security reason for them? So right now I'm drawing. This guy gets up and he goes in between these two. Audio One Cafe, are you based in the United States? Are you in, where are you located? Just curious. Is it kind of like IT? Yeah, it sounds fancy, but it's really nothing special. It revolves around me sitting in the office all day. Yeah, I'm USA, Tennessee. Dope. Now, I was just talking with a friend of mine who lives in Memphis, and his name's Sean Webb, and he makes little like toy train sets, and it's pretty great. So now, after I go from something like this, I'll go look up some characters, because I have like my composition down. Let's see, I'm gonna make this guy look like, I don't need to do Idris Elba. Oh wow, that's where you are right now. That's dope. Yeah. Well, he's actually flying out to what is that place called? Florida. Uh, to do another train set. That's dope. So so you're in your office right now, I assume. So right now, I'm trying to find an image like this of Idris Elba, and this is all that comes up. So maybe this will be kind of decent, but what I would write is Idris Elba like profile, and from here you get all this information. Like this, it's more of a 3/4, but see, learning how, I mean, Google searching is in itself an art. Chauncey, what's up, man? Hey, Eric, thanks for these videos. It looks like you're on a desktop working. I'm primarily iPad, Photoshop, or Procreate, but in Photoshop. Can't get my lines smooth. It's frustrating. Yeah, like iPads I use for like when I'm scouting and stuff, and I usually that's kind of like I do my roughs there, and then after that, then I'll take it into Photoshop and work on my desktop. But there's some people that like do beautiful work on iPads, but like sometimes I'll live stream on my iPad, but check out Clip Studio for your iPad. I really like the line quality with Clip Studio. I know it's a subscription, but it's like $80 for a year, I think. But it feels like Clip Studio. Check it out. I really like it. I know all these people love Procreate, but I just don't like the way it feels. I don't know. All right, back to Idris Elba. Great question, by the way. Thank you, Chauncey. So, I don't know. I'll choose this one for now. And let's flip it. I like to flip it. Draw his cranium. Here. Let me just, again, oh, here's another trick that I like to do. I'll go like this, and I'll use this as kind of like the rough. So I come down like this. And like I learned this like early on. But before, like I'll go like this, and then I'll do this as like, this is like the rough placement of things. This is like my proportion. My quick proportions. So I know his eyes are right here, eyebrows are right here. Here's his lips. So okay, there's that. So what I'll do is then after I do the rough, I'll bring it over to the side like this. Let me move these guys out of the way. And then I'll like erase it down. And then I won't use it as a trace anymore. What I'll do now is I know this comes here. Because I don't know about you, but I know when something is traced. But this kind of omits that because then you get to make your own little mistakes. Not mistakes, you get to make it your style. Or you get to do it how you do your eyes, you know? Has anybody tried this method before? And if you have not tried it before, would you try it? Or do you just think tracing is cheating? Put a comment below. Because I am all about cheating. Because man, you're under so much time pressure, especially as a storyboard artist. People think that we do things fast, but I mean, it's faster than some things, but still it takes time. Have you guys seen that show called Hijack? If you haven't, it is frickin' amazing. So now when I'm toning, I'm kind of thinking, okay, the light is like right straight on, like right here is where the light is. So I'll now go in and light him. Where it's like this. But I should have used my other method, which is start with the local colors, go into the shadows, and then go into the, and work your way to the light. But I chose this way. art is so much about seeing what actually is. So that was a good little study. Let's come back. Let me try to clean him up right here. Oops, wait. That's the wrong one. Gotta go over here. So the horizon line is low. So his you know what? It's 10:10. Let me just clean up the head really quick. Keeping it loose. Actually, usually when you're walking and talking, you're kind of looking forward a bit. My dream of becoming an IATSE 800 member is shot because moving to LA would be like moving to Narnia. I had to leave because it's so expensive. Yeah, that is very tricky, you know, like the times that we live in now, yeah, it's all remote work. Um, where are you living right now, Chauncey? So funny. I should have just left it the way it was. Let's just leave it like that. The reason why I'm cleaning up right now is because I like to use this as my thumbnail. But I would say, Chauncey, the best thing to do is talk to an agent. Like, I was with Storyboards Inc. Still am. Um, but they would be a great resource. Now, it can be kind of challenging getting hold of their attention because, um, I mean, they're pretty busy, but um, like the way I started out, again, I can only speak to what I know, and I was very persistent with them because I really wanted to be a storyboard artist. I really wanted to work. So what I did was call them each day and just asking them for work. Or I want to become a storyboard artist. I want to become a storyboard artist. And the trick is not being afraid of people saying no, and you just keep going until you land, until you finally they say yes. It's like being a kid, you know. Like I my kids, they always say, can we go on our tablets? Can we go on our tablets? No, you can't go on your tablets. No. Please, can we go? Can we please? No, you cannot go on your tablets. Please, can we go? All right, fine. Go get the tablet. Jesus. That's kind of like that with agencies. You kind of have to just keep on bugging them until they say, yeah, fine, here's a job. And then once you get that job, you got to kill it. And then they'll be like, oh, wow. Chauncey's got this. I'm going to hire. And he did a great job. And, you know, they were great. He was great with the client. Let's give him another job. And then that's how it rolls. Do you guys want to see me continue drawing this up, or should I call it a day and then clean it up on my own time? What do you guys want me to do? Check out West Wing. I think Turner said something about West Wing. I noticed that when I so yeah, this is great. This is great reference. Boom, boom, boom. I noticed that when I show a video or anything on my YouTube channel, I gotta be careful because they could cancel my channel. YouTube can cancel my channel. So now I'm on Pinterest and I'm looking up different shirts. Let's go with something kind of clean like that. Why don't we put them in suspenders? That's pretty cool. It's always great to get reference. It just brings it to life more. And also find moments for asymmetry. Again, you're not trying to make finished pieces of art. You're trying to give an impression. But you know, the more real it feels, that's just icing on the top. And this makes it look good. This makes it but most of my drawings, when it's for like films, it's just, it goes through so much iteration that, you know, I can't always make it look super pretty. Yeah, thanks, Chauncey. I wish I could give better advice. But have you tried any agencies, though? So let's go local color. white, it doesn't mean it's 100% white. We'll make her shirt lighter. And then, let's see, the background. We'll make these poles, these pillars, lighter, like that. And we'll make the cubicles a little darker. Let's see. Let's look up. God, what is that movie? All the President's Men. They have a nice office scene. So I'm looking at this stuff, like all of this. This great reference. So let's see. The ceiling. We're going to make the ceiling like this. That was ugly. So let's go like this. And do my lasso tool. No. First doing this. And then I will. Now I get my lasso tool. And then I subtract. Like this. Subtract, subtract. Sometimes you just gotta go the long way. Sometimes you just gotta go the long way to get to the short way, or to make it look good. So let's see, there's all that. And then I'm taking this, and then I'll erase. Ungroup. Use my dodge and burn tool. It's my lights. I need to go to my darks. Here we go. So the light's coming down. Let's go back to Idris Elba. drawing good today. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, and tomorrow we will go over some other things. I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you soon. I'm glad there was no technical difficulties. All right, you guys, have a great one. Bye.